This might be the biggest win in Macho Motor history. This is such a rare car to see alive on the road, just in general. Hey guys, and welcome back to another Macho Motor video where we are heading back to the auctions. Yes, to the auctions. It's been a minute since we've been there, so I'm very excited to pick up what we've already won. So let's not waste any time, load up the truck with everything we need to possibly pick up this car today. I'm Macho, this is Macho Motor, let's go. Here's a quick little rundown of everything that I like to bring when I'm going to an auction and I have no idea of the condition of the vehicle. Starting with a jump pack, some just random junk oil because some cars don't have any oil in it and it's better to run with junk than nothing. A portable air compressor because you don't want to drive around or tow around a car that has flat tires. Very dangerous. Some gasoline. Once again, they might be empty in gas, so you can't run it at all. So just at least a gallon will help you get it loaded onto the trailer or move it around a little bit easier. And of course my ANCEL AD410 OBD2 scanner. This was honestly one of the first OBD2 scanners when I was first starting out, and I still use it to this day. It's small, super portable, and easy to use, making it a perfect solution for when you're running around trying to pick up a car. No laptop, no Bluetooth, no hassle, just plug it in and it's ready to use. At the auction, you never know what you're gonna get. Your car might be blowing smoke, misfiring, or even worse. The 8410 one-touch inspection and maintenance readiness test will instantly tell me if there's trouble up ahead, if there's a check engine light, or if the car is completely green and good to go. As someone that works on cars constantly, I still use my 8410 because it's simple and it just works. You don't need a complicated computer to take 30 minutes to scan the entire system just to tell you if you have a check engine light, ABS light, or anything else. Has tons of languages to choose from, so my viewers overseas can use it easily. With one click, it already scans my entire system, making sure that the car is all green, no check engine lights, and there's no hidden issues for me to find later on. Be sure to click the link in the description to get your very own affordable 8410 OBD2 scanner, so that way you're not second guessing and you know exactly what's wrong with your car or a car that you're potentially purchasing for the future. And as always, thank you so much, ANCEL, for sponsoring today's video. We're on our way to pick up the car that we just won. I did buy it sight unseen. I just placed a reserve bid of $800 on this Honda Civic, and we ended up winning it for $775. And then after fees, I think it's $874. So I was just thinking, for a Honda Civic with a clean title, under $1,000, I really can't go wrong. Even if I were to junk it for parts, I think I could sell it for maybe $1,000 and hopefully break even. But there's something a little bit special about this Honda, so we're gonna go there now, pick it up, and hopefully it's as good as I think it is. Pulling into what I think is my car here. Ooh, she's looking crustier in person. We got two flat tires here. We got a broken mirror, which I did know about. Paint is pretty faded. I don't know how well the camera will pick it up, but a good polish will do her good. A little dirty and moldy, so it should be a satisfying clean, but the body is super clean. I don't see a single dent on it. I hope this is my car because it says, "Do not auction," not for auction, but I'm pretty sure this is my car. I think I'm gonna start airing up some of the wheels while we wait here because I'm waiting for the guy to come with the keys, but it is looking way better than I expected. Like, all these panels are very salvageable, but I am very pleased so far on my $700 Honda Civic. We have the keys for it, and the reason why this is somewhat of a rare Honda is because I believe it is completely stock stick shift Honda. Interior had no pictures of it, but overall it looks very, very clean, and it has the classic broken hood release, which I do pretty much on all my Hondas. I'm gonna look for pliers to release the hood so we could check the fluids, but it is a 5-speed manual. Interior finally smells good on one of these cars. It doesn't smell like it's smoked in or peed in or rats been in here. And the wheels look pretty cool, but I don't think they're worth anything. I don't think they're BBS's or any fancy brand, but we have Goodyear tires, which don't matter because they're very dry rotted and cracked. All right, popping open the hood, seeing what we got. Ooh, this is a little dirty and crunchy in here, but I expected nothing less because I believe they said this car hasn't ran for years. I'm gonna expect that the battery's completely dead. We're gonna check the oil. There is tons of oil in it. It's full, so that means there's no leaks. Valve cover gasket looks like it's been done. Like, look how dry it is right here. We're gonna open up the oil cap, which might have condensation. which I hope you guys now know doesn't mean the head gasket is blown, which this one is clean. Last thing I'm gonna check is coolant, and coolant is full. There's a lot of green lights on this car. So far, it's seeming like a winner, but nothing matters unless it starts. So let's hook up the jump pack to the battery, check out the mileage, and see what happens. Hooking up the battery for the first time. The lights immediately turned on. Holy cow, we just scored big on a 60,000 mile Honda Civic. 60,000 miles. There is no way this car doesn't run. Oh my gosh, that's a huge win. And unfortunately, we have a full tank of gas, which isn't good because I believe in the auction they said this car hasn't ran in over 5 years. But if this car starts, we have a huge win. So ready? Whoo, I'm nervous. Clutch in. Crank not starting. Trying again. So my first thought was immediately go to the fuses, and I see that a fuse for the F1 ECU is missing, so I'm gonna just try to put one in there and see what happens. That fuse is in, giving it another shot. Oh my God, was it really just a fuse? Oh my gosh, it just started. It is sounding pretty good overall, especially for a car that hasn't ran for so long. $700 Civic with 60,000 miles. This might be a huge win, like one of the biggest wins on Macho Motors. Let's get this thing on the trailer before something happens. I can definitely hear it misfiring, but misfiring is better than not running. They had this mechanic shop across the street, and they were nice enough to air up all 4 tires. So now we're a little bit safer to tow the Honda Civic home. And here we have the Honda Civic back home, looking even better than I thought. Like, the auction pictures did not do it justice. Yes, it has like this thick layer of like either mold or dirt or whatever, so we won't see the true paint until we clean it all off, but I'm not seeing a single dent on this car. So this might be a great contender for a buff and polish to really help this paint shine once again. I've already started ordering parts for the car, and I also have learned that this car hasn't run in almost 15 years. In almost 15 years, it hasn't ran, and we finally moved it onto this dolly. Also forgot to check out the trunk for any extra goodies. It is completely empty, but do we at least have the spare? And we do. A very nice looking spare, and some of the OEM tools, and most importantly, no rust. This is a very clean trunk, and for Jersey, this car is looking amazing underneath here. They really preserved it by parking it in a gravel lot, and none of the grass or mud can help it deteriorate, but look how clean it is underneath this car. The lot guy said he knew nothing about the car, but I found this, and here's another reason why I think it's been sitting since 2012. Here is a news article paper from September 5th, 2012. So I think the first thing to tackle on this car is getting all the old gas out, which the seat is already loose. I didn't do this, it was already loose. Hopeful that nobody dug in deeper than this. So let's start taking off the cushion, get to the fuel pump, and draining out all the old gas that's in the car. Super loose. Fuel cover, it's just held in by 4 Phillips screws. And we just had one connector here, which I pulled out. And now we have access to our fuel pump. I had to run out for a moment to buy one of these, which is a quick disconnect so we can release the fuel line connector. Unfortunately, I'm too far from my garage to vacuum all of this out, so I'm gonna get some brake cleaner, brake clean everything as best as I can, and that'll have to be enough for now. After tons of struggling with the tool, I realized I don't even need a tool for this one. You just squeeze and it pulls out, and not a lot of fuel came out, which is good. So didn't even need a tool for it, but we have it for future projects anyway. This is one of the worst smelling gas I've ever smelt in my entire life. And when I went to pick up my camera to film this, I dropped my screwdriver in there, but That gas is one of the dirtiest gas I've ever seen in my life. But we got to do a lot of fill-ups for this amount of gas. I'm just surprised that the Honda was even running on gas like this. Some 65 octane. Let's get to pumping. Oh, are you kidding me? It just sprayed all over my leg. I didn't have the bottom hose hooked on correctly. It sucks that we have a full tank to go through. In the beginning, I accidentally spilled some gas on my leg. And boy, I feel like I'm losing some leg hair because of it. So this gas was just really, really potent is the word I'm going to use. The tank is finally empty from that 15-year-old gas. Now I can finally pull out my screwdriver. And it looks like I actually missed some. There's a big puddle down there. So we're going to keep scooping out until we have a completely clean tank. Now that is a pretty darn clean gas tank if I do say so myself. It took about two of those to completely clear it out. I don't even know how, because that's 2 5-gallon buckets. And I guess these are like, I don't know, 3-gallon buckets. The tank is finally empty. We're going to put everything back together and find a way to get some fresh fuel inside the Honda Civic and see how it runs. Wanted to show you guys what the gas looked like in the car. It's this very dark orange color and it really just reeks. So I really got to do a lot to air out this car and take a shower because I reek of gas now too. But if this video gets 10,000 likes, I will be drinking this whole bottle. So just make sure you like it down below. I'm not going to drink that bottle of gasoline. Please don't like the video. Everything loosely put back together. Drink up, little buddy. Let's take it for its first official test drive. I'm so excited. As I was about to unload the Honda for the first test drive, we took a casualty here and the strap that holds down the wheel, one of them broke loose. So got to order a new one for the future vehicle, but for now we're good because we're not going to be towing it anymore. We have life back into, need I remind you, the 60,000 mile Honda Civic. And no fuel is leaking out of the fuel pump, so we are green to go for the test drive. Brakes are really bad, as you would expect for a car that hasn't ran in over 15 years. Clutch feels great. Been shifting it through all its gears. And these tires are so bad too. Look at the steering wheel. Not touching it at all. So I would say the test drive was pretty successful. It showcased some of the issues that were pretty obvious, like the tires and the brakes. And one issue that was a little not expected, we have an idle that's kind of freaking out, which could either be a vacuum hose or the idle air control valve, which goes out on these Hondas all the time. So I will be checking those, but nevertheless, 60,000 miles. Let me get a zoom in for you guys. 60,926 miles on a 2001 Honda Civic LX Coupe 5-speed manual that is completely stock. This is such a rare car to see alive on the road just in general, not to mention stock. So you know what that means. We're going to be the first ones to be able to slam it to the ground, add 50 degrees of camber, add a fart can to it, underglow. We got huge plans for this car. Obviously we're not doing that, but we are going to fix her up and make her look like she was a showroom car back in 2001 again, and fix every single issue that's wrong with it, because I think this car, if we do all the right stuff, we can get all the money for it, because it's a 60,000 mile stock 5-speed manual Honda Civic. Super rare where I'm at. We also didn't check the AC, which I'll be super surprised if it even works. And she might need a little bit of a recharge. To be expected for a car that hasn't ran in so long. We'll dig deeper into the idling issue and the radio issue and all the other issues that are going on with this car. But I'm so happy to be back at the auctions, because you cannot find deals like these on Facebook Marketplace. They just do not exist anywhere. So sometimes it takes a little bit of a gamble buying cars sight unseen to just possibly win big. We haven't won anything yet, but I foresee this car going for big money. But let me know in the comments what you guys might think that this car will sell for once we have everything fixed up and making it look like an OEM plus car again. So while driving, I also noticed that the Honda Civic had a headlight out. So instead of replacing it with another halogen bulb, we're going to upgrade it with lasfit LED light bulbs. These are a huge upgrade over the stock halogen bulbs, not only in brightness, but clarity and the distance that the light travels at night. Already got the old bulb out, Just gotta finish installing the new LED bulb, which lasfit has made extremely easy with no special tools, no extra wiring, just their beautiful plug and play design, and then you're good to go. Here you can see the difference with the one on the driver's side being a dim yellowish and not great at lighting up the road. On the passenger side you have the lasfit LED with a wider, brighter, and much wider beam pattern, and that is what you want for visibility for safety. So this is me in front of the car with the stock headlight. And now this is me much further away, blinding myself with the lasfit LED lights. And to prove my point even further, only one LED bulb in, while this one I have out of its socket. And you can just see how bright just one LED is lighting up this entire area. So if you want to make sure you find the right upgrade for your own car, it's super easy. Just head over to lasfit.com and type in your vehicle information, and it'll show you all the compatible brighter lights that they offer. And August marks lasfit's 10th anniversary of providing high quality LED lights, and because of that, they are providing you guys with 20% off using code LASFIT10Y for 20% off site-wide. Doesn't matter if you're getting an LED, a car mat, or anything else that they provide. It is 20% off your entire order. I'll be sure to put a link in the description, so if you're running those old halogen bulbs, now is the time to upgrade. And thank you again, lasfit, for sponsoring today's video.
3 days later.
Very exciting day today because the parts are in for the Honda Civic. So this might be a quick one, who knows? So let's get it off the trailer, get to work, and get started. Positive, then negative. So I jumped the gun a little bit and I already started removing the battery because I know we need to replace that. And these bolts were very, very, very crusty. So I'm going to try to find replacements for those. But at least we were able to get the battery removed. I think just for my peace of mind, we're going to clean out the engine bay. It's relatively easy and kind of fun. So help to get us momentum on the project. We still have to wait for everything to fully dry, but there we have a nice clean engine bay to work with. So one thing I've shown you guys multiple times is the hood release cable on these cars always break off. I have no idea why. Maybe it's just cheap plastic, but there's always a cheap, easy solution that only costs about $5 to do. So we're gonna do it again here. So first I like to get my wire cutters and start breaking through this old plastic that's on here. We got the old plastic off, and then you get your new hood release cable repair kit thing. Comes with these 2 screws on the side, 1 and 2. All you have to do is slide this over the cable like so. Tighten up the 2 screws. You have a working hood release cable once again. And then we could go back in with the plastic. And besides me putting it on a little bit crooked, it looks factory fresh. Next thing I want to address is these windshield wiper blades. They look absolutely horrendous and really date the car. So just replacing these alone will add value and make the car look newer once again. Here's the before and here's the after. I feel like with this alone, it's already made the car look 5 years newer. Of course, we still need a deep cleaning and buff, shine, and all of that, but we got a lot more work to do on the car. You might be wondering, why are you doing wiper blades and hood release cables when there's bigger issues with the car? And one reason is sometimes it's nice just to get the little repairs done, just to get a little bit of momentum, feel good, get you excited for the rest of the project. And also, I already know this car is going to be a moneymaker. We already know it starts and it runs and it drives. We just need to make it run, start, drive a little bit better. I'm pretty confident that we're going to be in the clear for this car. And also the rest of the parts haven't came in yet. Next thing we're tackling is the idle air control valve, which is underneath the air filter. If you guys don't know much about Hondas, which I'm not an expert before I say anything, most of their cars come with an idle air control valve, which helps with just idling the car to correct RPM. It's connected to the throttle body. I don't know exactly how it works. I know it could be an issue for that crazy wonky idle. So I'm going to check out the air filter first. I already loosened all of these. Unfortunately, this one got stripped from being a little too rusty, so we won't be able to take it all out. But I think we'll have enough room to... Oh, the bolt broke off. It's looking a little dirty down there in the throttle body. And then this air... Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. This could also be the issue as to why we're idling so poorly. This is what you expect from a car that's been sitting for almost 15 years. I haven't seen any chewed wires, thankfully, and they haven't chewed through much of this air filter, but I'm adding a new air filter into the list. Let's get this all cleaned out. And here's what we're looking like so far. I'm gonna do a little bit more cleaning once we remove the whole box out because we gotta remove it anyway. So I decided to remove all of this, I guess, tubing because I wanna check inside anyway. And that'll make it easier because I forgot one bolt down there. So gonna remove this, then remove that, and then get to the idle air control valve. So I'm not seeing any chewed up wires or hoses or anything, so that's really good. But right here is the idle air control valve. So we're gonna take this off, clean it up, and hopefully that fixes our idle, along with cleaning the throttle body. And then we have 1, 2, 3 screws. Really don't wanna strip out these threads, because if we do, we're gonna have a really bad time. So here is the gasket here, and I'm not feeling a lip at all, rubbing my fingers over it. So this could have been the issue more than the actual idle air control valve itself. We're still gonna clean it and replace this gasket, and hopefully that fixed our idle issue. So I was considering leaving the throttle body in here while I clean it, but being how dirty this part is, I can only imagine how the inside is, which I can't really tell. Obviously it's gonna be cleaner than this side. I really think that we need to clean it thoroughly, and with how bad the idle air control valve gasket was, I'm sure the throttle body gasket is pretty bad as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. We're gonna flip it over to the side and get to cleaning. Same issue with the throttle body gasket. It's pretty raised here, but very flat down here. So I'm gonna replace this gasket and clean the inside of the throttle body, which isn't too bad, but we have better access to it now than we did before. And after cleaning 3 times, here's the after. Obviously we can't get rid of the staining because that's what all the dirt did to it, and we would just need to sand that down just to make it look nice, but at the end of the day, it's clean, and that's the most important part. We got the new throttle body gasket here. Part number is right there if anybody's interested. There's only one way to put it in, so you can't mess it up. And I'm pretty sure I said this already, but all the bolts are the same size, so we don't have to worry about mixing any of them up. We have the brand new gasket for the idle air control valve, part number G31669. Let's make sure it's all good, and everything seems to be matching up nicely. And you can't really tell on camera, but the one on the right is just slightly flatter than the one on the left. So I'm pretty happy that we're replacing this gasket, and I think this is the last thing we need to start up the car. All right, the gasket kept on falling out, so I put a really light layer of grease on it, and we did already clean the inside of the idle air control valve. So now it's just reinstall. In goes back on the 2 hoses, the 1 connector. Now going back in with the bottom of our cleaned air box, no more nut.
That's what she said.
And now I have this resonator box that I've been trying to clean out, because as you can hear, there's still tons of nuts in here or whatever garbage or debris, and it keeps on falling out. But there's no way that I've read online that can split this apart in order to really clean it out. So I've been looking for a used one. That's been surprisingly hard to find, even in junkyards nearby. So if you have any ideas where I can take this apart and clean it somehow, so that way there's no more, let me know. Now we have the brand new air filter. And the last thing that we need to put on is a battery. This is not a factory battery, but it's just from my battery hoarding stash, and with the prices of battery nowadays, I do not want to buy a new one. Bringing life back to the Honda Civic. We've already done tons of work to the Honda Civic already, and it is running and driving beautifully. I'm gonna run it for a little bit longer, see if anything overheats or any new issues pop up, but I am loving this drive. I haven't done this test in a little while, but 0 to 40, baby. V-Tech, baby! Ooh! I'm sure the OGs remember my 0 to 40 test back in the day. After all that work and after the test drive, it is idling around 1500 RPM, and we got the dreaded check engine light. So I guess we're not gonna have a happy ending here. A lot of progress was made in this video, but more problems are apparently appearing. So I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!